Welcome back, welcome back. This is the DMV with Doctor, located in Bowie, Maryland, honey. Oh, yes, it is. And we are coming to you today, giving you some education about nutrition and hair loss. Because, yes, they do go together. So, this is on one of our first, we're going to be doing, I think, maybe like 4 or 5 tips. And again, I told you guys that I can talk. So, we're going to make sure to try to keep it snappy. So, the first tip number one, make sure that you receive a high quality protein. And we're talking about that. We're talking about, there are a lot of people, which I'm finding out, people that are trying to lose weight, they are taking a lot of whey protein and different powders. And a lot of these proteins, these are not the best powders and things that you want to be taking internally. Number one, they are generally not bioavailable. So that means that you could be taking these things and they're pretty much really not doing much for your system. And actually, there is a protein pill or supplement that we like to suggest to our clients, especially who want to be vegetarian. We don't necessarily try to promote. Oh, I thought I had some on my shirt. Okay. We don't try to necessarily promote the vegetarian lifestyle. However, we know it's very popular. The reason why we don't necessarily always promote it, because you have to we just don't do diets just because it is a trend and whatever that's out on the market. Like they have the keto diet, they may have the Sabi diet. You want to do a diet that is best for your body. And say, like, for example, a lot of my hair loss clients who are vegetarian, I'm finding out, are anemic. And there are particular supplements that should be taken, because when you are not getting the right proteins, your body's not going through the protein synthesis process. So your body is just, and I believe in that process, it helps with lowering inflammation and fighting off different infections in the body too. And hair loss is a form of inflammation, or it can be, especially for a lot of different scalp disorders. So you want to make sure to keep the inflammation at bay, and by making sure you get a healthy protein. Okay, rule number 2. Make sure, okay, I think we already kind of addressed that. But again, this just further talks about the supplementation needs when you are going to decide to be vegan. There are some different food ways that you can make up, like I think beans and rice, but we don't really necessarily advocate rice. Maybe buckwheat can be mixed together and create a complete protein. I think also maybe lentils and buckwheat. So there's different things that you can do to mix things together. Even then, you still may be missing out on some key proteins and the B12. And the B12 is needed for energy. And one of the major complaints from a lot of vegetarians, that they complain about having low energy. So, you just want to make sure that you go to a nutritionist or somebody who is certified to do this, as a coach such as ourselves, to help you during this process. Okay, rule number 3. Make sure to limit to limit starchy vegetables in excess. That's another thing. A lot of people, they are told, especially, and we're really, this discussion is mainly focused on vegetarian, veganism, and just a lot of people is being pushed in society that we do not need to eat meat. And I think everything can be done in moderation. So, but when you're doing this, if you don't supplement the correct portions properly, you can cause yourself to be gaining more weight and not getting the right amount of energy to sustain you from meal to meal. So this is very key. This is very important. And some starchy vegetables may include potatoes, different roots. I know yuca, which is probably not as popular in the African American, but I know the Latinos, and I think different people from the islands eat that. And also another one will be corn. And most of the corn out there is GMO, which you really need to be careful. And lastly, green beans. That is a starchy, vegetable. So when you're going on a nutritional journey, you do not want to, foods that are high in carbs, you do not want to make that, pretty much make that your whole complete diet, where it's like every day you're eating so many of this same type of food from this food group that is known to cause you to have more, less energy and spike the blood sugar, and which can cause a lot of problems in the long term, and also can cause you to be more susceptible to gaining weight. Okay. The other thing we want to address today is meal prepping programs. There are a lot of meal prepping programs that are out there today. And also, yes, now we're just going to piggyback also on the B12 and the meat consumption. If you do not have the right amount of B12 in your diet, that can also attribute to hair loss as well and make your anemia even worse. Okay. So back to meal prepping. There are a lot of different things, and that is meal prepping is actually a really good thing, but you have to make sure that you're prepping the correct food. And I just looked, because I mean, some people, they may have not paid and went through a lot of education concerning nutrition or went to holistic doctors. Like, I've spent thousands of dollars before I got my certification going to some of these holistic specialists. And I was able to be educated and have firsthand knowledge on what and what not to eat. Now, did I always follow everything perfectly that they said? No, but it is a growing process, and you have to take your journey step by step, day by day. So anyways, I was, a lot of people, they're not paying thousands of dollars to go to these professionals. So they are going and resorting on YouTube. And when I was just looking today, I was helping one of my new clients, and I was just kind of shocked that most of the foods and most of the prepping consists of a lot of carbs, and the ratio to protein and vegetables is a little bit off. And so I think I've seen like some people were like 50% vegetable, 50% I think carbs in some cases, and then 50% meat, or 50% meat, and then 25% carbs, and then the rest probably protein. So some of these different things are off. Really, you need to be eating more green leafy vegetables than most of your things that consist in your meal. So the green leafy vegetables and vegetables in general, especially, is better to get them steamed. Juicing is good also. However, the main big problem with juicing is that a lot of people use fruits with juicing, and people who have digestive issues sometimes cannot drink juicing in excess forms because it just does not digest properly, and it can cause more problems to the individuals that suffer from these problems. Okay, and then lastly, how carbs can correlate to hair loss and weight gain, and kind of rob your body of different nutrients, especially if you eat a lot of sugars and cakes and things like that. Actually, the thyroid and a lot of different and the adrenal glands, they don't need to have having too much carbs in your diet can wreak havoc on them, and which can, the end result can be that you receive put more stress on your body, which when your cortisol levels go up, then a lot of times your DHT levels go up as well, which is the main hormone that causes hair loss. So if you are interested in more details and how to start your hair loss and nutrition journey today, please DM the Weave Doctor, located in Bowie, Maryland. If you have any questions, please drop them below. We thank you so much for your time. Have a wonderful afternoon. Bye.